There is not a single evidence that the president or his coonies have put forth that there are any single resource from taxpayers in Minnesota that has gone to aid and abet terrorism. That language is dangerous. That language puts the lives of Somalis not only in Minnesota, but across the country in danger.
If money from U.S. tax dollars is being sent to help with terrorism in Somalia, we want to know.
Yeah.
And we want those people prosecuted. And we want to make sure that that doesn't ever happen again.
Welcome back to Harlan Reports. Before we get into this life-changing story, I need to ask you a huge favor. Please, right now, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with everyone you know, your family, your neighbors, your church group. The mainstream media won't tell you the truth about what just happened in the last few minutes, but truth wins here. We need to get this message out to every single patriot in America. This is the moment we have been praying for. This is the story of how President Trump stood up for us when it mattered most.
Well, now investigators are tracking the web of fraud to other Minnesota Democrats, such as Congresswoman Ilhan Omar. Many of the suspects linked to the scheme live in her district, including a restaurant owner who hosted events for her. He has since been convicted of stealing $12 million in COVID funds.
We don't let them take ships anymore. You know why? We use the same exact missile on them that we use on the drug carriers. And it's very effective.
So
you notice there's nobody capturing ships anymore? Because as they head out to go capture the ship, and the ship doesn't want to fire back because it's very flammable stuff in many cases. And the insurance companies don't want, because they build $1 billion ship, and they don't want anybody firing rockets into the ship. But we're hitting them so hard, and it's very similar. Same missile system. It's called deadly accurate. And do you notice that ships aren't being taken anymore? The pirates are.
That's right. I hadn't thought about
the pirates aren't. Well, no.
No Somali pirates.
It's actually very easy. They head out. We say, guess what? There's pirates. Bing. That's the end of the pirates. The shipping business is coming back because see, these are little things that we're doing, and I'm doing it not just for American ships. I'm doing it worldwide because we don't want ships taken by Somalia pirates.
Good evening, folks. This is Harlan coming to you live from the studio on this electric January 5th, 2026. You are going to have to forgive me if I get a little choked up tonight. I've been sitting here at this desk for a long time, watching our beautiful country go through so many hard times, watching good people like you get pushed aside. But tonight is different. Tonight, I am struggling to even find the words because my heart is just overflowing. Buckle up, because we have breaking news that isn't just shaking the nation, it is saving it. Just moments ago, we witnessed a showdown that will go down in the history books. It started with defiance. Congresswoman Ilhan Omar stood up and looked right into the camera, and she openly defied the administration. She vowed, "We will not leave." She basically dared anyone to challenge her place. Here, acting like she was above the rules that you and I follow every single day. It was a slap in the face to every law-abiding citizen. I'll be honest, when I heard that, my heart sank. I thought, here we go again. Is anyone going to fight for us? But then, it happened. President Trump, our 47th president, didn't wait. He didn't hesitate. In a move that has me wiping tears from my eyes right now, he issued a direct directive targeting anti-American elements. And he didn't mince words. He named Ilhan Omar specifically as a priority for deportation. He declared every one of them must go. I'm looking at the monitor right now, and I just have to pause. Wow. Do you realize what this means? For years, we have felt like our voices didn't matter. We felt like people could come here, disrespect our flag, and laugh at our laws while we paid the bills. But tonight, President Trump looked at that disrespect and said, no more. He called her a total crook and said she must leave. It's not just a policy, it's a promise kept to the forgotten men and women of this country. I'm crying not because I'm sad, but because I am so relieved. Finally, we have a daddy in the White House who protects his house. Finally, we are being put first. The air in this studio feels heavy with history, folks. We are watching America come back to life, right before our teary eyes.
I think she should be impeached. I think she's terrible. Is she originally from Somalia? So how are they doing this? How's their government? Do they have a president? Do they have a council? Do they have anything? Do they have police? I love these people that come from a place with nothing, no anything, and then they tell us how to run our country. No, I think if she got censured, that's great. If she got impeached, that's even better. They impeached me twice for nothing. And they impeached me knowing the Republicans are on my side, so they knew it was just, but they impeached me twice. She should be impeached, and it should happen fast. It's almost not even believable. This very stupid, low IQ governor, he's a very stupid man, because, you know, I had a campaign against him with JD, and he's a stupid man, and he's a corrupt politician. And the Somalians are ripping off our country to the tune of, looks like $19 billion, but that's only what they can find. So usually when you're looking at 19, that would mean it could be 50. But the numbers are astronomical. Think of it. They have a dead country. They don't have government. They don't have anything. They don't have a military. All they do is run around shooting people and trying to capture ships. You know, we don't let them take ships anymore. You know why? We use the same exact missile on them that we use on the drug carriers. And it's very effective. So you notice there's nobody capturing ships anymore? Because as they head out to go capture the ship, and the ship doesn't want to fire back because it's very flammable stuff in many cases. And the insurance companies don't want, because they build $1 billion ship, and they don't want anybody firing rockets into the ship. But we're hitting them so hard, and it's very similar. Same missile system. It's called deadly accurate. And do you notice that ships aren't being taken anymore? The pirates are.
That's right. I hadn't thought about
the pirates aren't. Well,
no Somali pirates.
It's actually very easy. They head out. We say, guess what? There's pirates. Bing. That's the end of the pirates. The shipping business is coming back, because see, these are little things that we're doing, and I'm doing it not just for American ships. I'm doing it worldwide, because we don't want ships taken by Somalia pirates. But what they are doing is they're stealing money from the American taxpayer. And every one of them should be forced to leave this country, including Ilhan Omar, who's a total crook. And she's one of the leaders of it. Not the only, because she's not that smart. But think of it. $19 billion at least they've stolen from Minnesota and from the United States. It's actually more from the United States, because Minnesota puts in, and we're not going to pay it anymore. We're going to have Waltz go pay. We're not going to pay them, and we're not going to pay California, and we're not going to pay Illinois with that big slob of a governor that they have.
Folks, let me take you right to the scene. Picture this clearly in your mind. It is a crisp, cold winter day outside. The wind is biting, the kind that usually makes people want to hide indoors. But not our president. President Trump is out there addressing the American people, and he isn't hiding from anything. He is standing tall, his coat buttoned up, and his voice is booming with that unbreakable confidence we have come to love so much. It's the voice of a father protecting his home. It's the voice of a lion roaring to protect his pride. He didn't waste time with fancy political words that hide the truth. He looked straight into the cameras, straight into our living rooms, and he told us exactly what has been happening to our beloved country. He started talking about how some folks have been taking advantage of our generous hearts. He talked about how our system, the system built by your hard work and your taxes, is being drained. And then, he said something that made the whole world stop and listen. He zeroed in on the problem with honesty. That cuts right to the bone. He said, Somali pirates are stealing money from the US taxpayer. He didn't sugarcoat it. He said, every one of them should be forced to leave this country, including Ilhan Omar, who's a total crook, and she's one of the leaders of it. Boom. Just like that. I have to pause for a second, because hearing those words, it does something to me. It brings tears to my eyes, because for so long, we have been told to be quiet. We've been told to look the other way while our pockets were picked. But here is a leader who isn't afraid. He isn't dancing around the issue. He isn't making weak apologies. He is calling it what it is. He is telling us that the money you worked hard for, the money that should go to your kids' schools or your grandma's healthcare, was being taken by people who don't respect us. This is leadership, pure and simple. It makes you want to cry with relief, doesn't it? To finally have someone say, "Stop stealing from my people." Trump is ordering action, and it is happening right now. We are hearing reports flooding in from the White House that this isn't just a speech. This is a directive. The gears are turning. The deportation processes are ramping up. It's real steps to enforce our laws. It's not just talk anymore. It is the sound of justice finally arriving. And let me tell you, that sound is the most beautiful thing I have heard in years.
Minnesota's 5th Congressional District. And we called together this press conference in the wake of yesterday's article in the Minnesota Reformer about my opponent, Representative Omar. She paid her husband, Tim Minette, $3 million of campaign money. And the way her time in office has given his business access and credibility, as they've misappropriated more than $1 million in money from South Dakota investors. They left workers unpaid and found the funds frozen by the Office of Foreign Assets Control, the U.S. Treasury Department in charge of enforcing sanctions. Unfortunately, this story is just the latest scandal in a string of new stories about Representative Omar that narrow the focus on her and bring us further from the type of progress our district and our country needs around issues that affect the lives of our neighbors. Representative Omar has used her 3 terms in Congress, what many would consider the opportunity and honor of a lifetime, to divide our community and enrich herself in the process. Minnesota Reformer reporter Max Nestorak's article mentions at least 3 of the businesses that Tim Minette and his partner Will Haler started. The first was their political consultancy, which received an unprecedented sum of money from Representative Omar's 2020 race, where she raked in millions of small dollar contributions from across the country during the election cycle. $3 million was spent with E Street, and a large portion of that money went directly back into her own household. After that, Tim Minette and his business partner, Will Haler, started a winery, a decision made when one of their marketing clients apparently offered them grapes in lieu of money. The winery left its workers unpaid and is currently being sued for breach of contract, a bizarre arrangement where they agreed to return an investment of $300,000 with a return of $900,000 just 18 months later.
Now, I know the mainstream media is probably losing their minds right now, crying about fairness, but let me tell you why this is such a massive, beautiful win for the real America. Let me break it down simple, just like I was sitting on the front porch chatting with my own grandkids. This isn't complicated. This is about one thing: America first. And America first means simply that you, the citizens, the veterans, the farmers, and the factory workers, you finally come ahead of anyone who breaks our rules. For too long, we have watched our hard-earned money poured into programs that do not help everyday Americans. It has been painful to watch. Think about a mom in a small town in Minnesota, right where Ilhan Omar is supposed to be representing. Picture her. She works 2 jobs just to put food on the table. She is tired. Her feet hurt every single night. She misses dinner with her babies just to keep the lights on. And for years, she has had to watch her tax dollars, money she sweated for, get funneled away to people who don't even respect our flag. It broke her heart. It made her feel like she didn't matter in her own country. But today, President Trump's move changes all of that. By deporting those who abuse our system and hate our values, he is stopping the bleeding. He is freeing up those resources for schools, for better roads, and for hospitals right here at home. It is like finally cleaning the house after a long, messy party where guests trashed the place. You get rid of the mess, so everything can shine again. This is why I'm getting so emotional, folks. It's not just about politics. It's about that mom in Minnesota finally getting a break. It's about the veteran who can't get an appointment at the VA, suddenly realizing that his president is prioritizing him over a rule breaker. It is the most incredible feeling to know that the man in the Oval Office is looking out for the people who actually built this country. When Trump signed that directive, he wasn't just signing a paper. He was signing a love letter to every hardworking American who has felt forgotten. He was saying, I see you, I love you, and I am putting you first. And that, my friends, is worth every single tear of joy we are shedding tonight. I've been sitting in this chair, looking into this camera, for a lot of years now. I've got the gray hairs to prove it. And let me tell you something honest. For a long time, it was heartbreaking work. I sat here and watched president after president, from both parties, stand up and promise us the moon. They would look us in the eye and say, we will secure the border, or we will bring the jobs back. And then, nothing. They would go back to their fancy dinners and forget all about us. It felt like a betrayal every single time. It felt like they were laughing at us. But then, Donald Trump came along. And folks, that is when the tears of frustration turned into tears of hope. He is different. He is the only one who didn't lie to us. Remember when he said he would build the wall? The experts said it was impossible. The politicians mocked him, but he built it. Remember when he said he would bring our factories back from overseas? They said those jobs were gone forever, but he brought them back, and he gave fathers and mothers their dignity again. This deportation order against Ilhan Omar and the squad, it fits right into that beautiful story. It isn't a surprise. It is just President Trump doing exactly what he said he would do. It is about restoring pride in our nation. It is about making sure that if you come to our house, you respect our rules. The reaction to this is unlike anything I have ever seen. My phone lines are lighting up like a Christmas tree. I just got off the phone during the commercial break with a man named Mike. Mike is a truck driver down in Texas. He spends long, lonely nights on the road, away from his family, moving the goods that keep this country running. He was choking back tears when he told me, Harlan, for the first time in my life, I feel like the president has my back. This order means my tax money is going to fix the potholes on my route, not to fund fraud by people who hate us. When a tough guy like Mike is crying on the phone, you know something powerful is happening. He isn't just happy about a policy, he feels safe, he feels heard. And that is what President Trump gives us, the feeling that we matter again. Let's talk about what is happening right now in the neighborhoods and towns across this great land. Because this isn't some far-off policy written on a piece of paper in Washington. This is hitting home, and it is hitting home hard. I want you to think about the people in Minnesota right now. For years, good, honest folks there have told me they felt like strangers in their own communities. They watched costs go up, they watched services get strained. They felt like their voices were drowned out by people who didn't share their love for this country. It was a heavy burden to carry, feeling like you were being replaced in the place you call home. But today? Oh, today the air feels lighter in Minnesota. Locals are buzzing, not with fear, but with a hope they haven't felt in a decade. I'm seeing reports of people walking taller, smiling at their neighbors, knowing that the rule of law is back. It makes me weep just thinking about the relief they must be feeling. It's like a dark cloud is finally broken, and the sun is shining through. And it's not just there. Imagine a veteran in Illinois. He served his country, he fought for our freedom, but when he came home, he had to fight just to get the help he deserved. He watched funds get siphoned off to support people who broke our laws. It broke his spirit. But with President Trump's order, that veteran knows he matters again. He knows that the resources are coming back to him. It's justice, folks. It's pure, beautiful justice. Or think about a young family in California. They have been worried about safety, worried about the future for their little ones. Tonight, they are looking at their children and feeling a new sense of security. They see that we are finally enforcing our immigration laws. And that means safer streets for everyone. This is urgent, and it is beautiful. As I speak to you, social media is absolutely exploding with patriotic posts. I'm scrolling through them and wiping my eyes because the love for this country is overwhelming. One supporter tweeted, "Trump saving America one bold move at a time. MAGA America first." Another from a mom in Ohio said, "My kid's future just got brighter. Thank you, President Trump, for standing up to the crooks." That mom in Ohio speaks for all of us tonight. The nightmare is ending, and the American dream is waking up. And oh, folks, the emotional side of this story? It really just tugs at the heartstrings until they feel like they might snap. I have been sitting here during the breaks, reading your messages, And I have heard from so many viewers over the years who share their deep, deep love for this country. But today, the messages are different. They are raw. They are full of tears. Take Sarah, for example. Sarah is a school teacher down in Florida, and I had the privilege of speaking with her earlier. Today, she was sobbing on the phone, her voice shaking. She told me, Harlan, I came from nothing. My family didn't have money. But America gave me a chance to work hard and become a teacher. I love my students like my own kids. She paused to catch her breath, and then she said something that hit me right in the gut. She said, Trump's action inspires me because it protects that chance for my students. When I see him stand up to people who hate us, I know he is fighting for my classroom. He is fighting for the little guys. It is stories like Sarah's that show why President Trump's vision connects so deeply with us. He isn't just a president in a suit. He is a fighter. He is a warrior for the forgotten man and woman. When Ilhan Omar stood up and vowed she wouldn't leave, acting like she owned the place, it wasn't just a political statement. It was like a challenge to our sovereignty. It felt like she was looking at Sarah, looking at you, and saying, I can do whatever I want, and you can't stop me. But then Trump stepped in. He met that challenge head on. He didn't blink. He showed the world, and he showed Sarah, that America will not back down. His strength shines through in moments like this. It is that unwavering belief in American exceptionalism that we have missed for so long. He is telling Sarah, you are the one who matters. You are the one I work for. And knowing that our leader has that kind of fire in his belly, it makes you want to stand up and cheer through the tears. You know, when I get quiet moments here in the studio, when the lights dim down a little, I think about the history of this place. I think about what America actually means. It isn't just dirt and borders. It's a beacon. It's a light in a dark world. For hundreds of years, this country was built by people who loved liberty more than life itself. They worked the fields until their hands were raw. They fought in wars to keep us free. And they did it all because they believed in a simple idea, that if you work hard and love this country will love you back. But lately, we've been scared. We've been scared that we were losing that. We watched people like the Squad come in and try to tear down that history, brick by brick. They wanted to change us. They wanted to make us ashamed of who we are. It was like watching a beautiful old house, the house your grandpa built, being vandalized while you were forced to watch. It hurt my soul. That is why this deportation order is so much more than just a legal move. It is a restoration. President Trump isn't just enforcing a law, he is saving our history. He is telling the world that you cannot just walk in here and destroy what we built. He is the leader with the guts to say enough. I'm looking at the messages flooding my desk right now, and they tell the story better than I ever could. A farmer in Iowa just sent this in. He said, Harlan, I've been farming this land for 40 years. I've seen good times and bad. But Trump, he's got the backbone we need. This is a win for real Americans. When a man who feeds this country says that, you listen. And here is another one from a small business owner in New York. He writes, finally, someone is putting us first. God bless President Trump. I can feel the relief in his words. It's the sound of people who were holding their breath finally exhaling. We are watching the return of American pride, folks. We are watching the return of the backbone that made us great. And it is the most beautiful thing I have ever seen. Folks, I want you to take a deep breath with me. Let's really think about why this specific moment feels so different from everything we have seen before. Why are we all sitting here with tears in our eyes? It isn't just about one politician or one law. It is about something much deeper. It is about trust. For years, that trust was broken. We were told one thing and shown another. But today, with this deportation order, President Trump has rebuilt that bridge of trust with the American people. He looked us in the eye and promised us a secure border. He promised us a strong economy. He promised us a nation we could be proud of again. And look at what is happening. He is delivering on every single one of those promises. He isn't just talking, he is doing. When he moves to remove those who disrespect our laws, he is telling every single one of us that our safety comes first. And you know who is watching this? Our children, our grandkids. They are watching a leader who actually fights for them. It inspires them to dream big again. For a long time, I worried that our kids were growing up in a country that didn't value them. But now they see a president who stands tall against the bullies. They see a leader who says, I will protect your future. That kind of example changes a child's life. It teaches them that courage matters. I have to be honest with you. In the quiet moments here in the studio, when the cameras are off, I have done a lot of reflecting. I have seen the ups and downs of this country over many, many years. There were times I almost lost hope. I thought maybe the best days were behind us. But seeing President Trump in action today, it renews my faith. It makes me believe again. He is exposing the failures of the weak policies that let Crook slip through the cracks. But he is doing it with so much heart. He isn't doing this to be mean. He is doing it to lift us up. He is doing it because he loves us. And feeling that love from the White House, it is the greatest feeling in the world. Folks, I really wish you could see what I am seeing on the monitors right now. The sun is starting to set over Washington, D.C., but let me tell you, the light of our nation is shining brighter than it has in years. The energy out there, it is palpable. It is electric. Crowds of real patriotic Americans are gathering right now outside the White House. They aren't there to protest or cause trouble. No, they are there to celebrate. They are there to say thank you. I can almost hear them through the thick glass of the studio. They are chanting 3 simple letters, USA, USA. It is a sound that just shakes your soul in the best possible way. It brings tears to my eyes because it reminds me that we aren't alone. We aren't just individuals sitting on our couches, wondering if things will ever get better. We are a family. We are a move. When President Trump signed that order to deport Ilhan Omar and send the squad packing, he didn't just sign a piece of paper. He lit a fire in the hearts of millions. He showed us a clear vision of the future. Can you see it? It is a stronger, safer America. It is a place where opportunity flows to the people who earn it, not the people who try to steal it. It is a place where you don't have to be afraid to wear your MAGA hat or fly your flag. This deportation order is just the start. It is the first bold step toward that beautiful future. Imagine a country where your tax dollars stay right here in your community. Imagine a country where our leaders actually love the people they lead. That is what is happening right now. I am looking at the faces in that crowd on the screen. I see grandpas holding their grandkids. I see veterans saluting. I see young people waving flags. They are all smiling. They are all crying tears of joy, just like me. We are witnessing history, my friends. We are watching a sleeping giant wake up and say, we are back. If you are sitting at home right now feeling that fire in your chest, hold on to it. You are part of this. This is our country, and with President Trump leading the charge, there is absolutely nothing we cannot do. We are unstoppable. I want to leave you with one final thought tonight, and I'm going to try to get through this without breaking down completely. You know, I have spent my whole life reporting the news. I have seen wars, I have seen disasters, and I have seen politicians sell us out more times than I can count. There were nights I went home and worried if this country would even be here for my grandkids. I worried that the flame of liberty was flickering out. But tonight, I am going home with a heart so full it feels like it might burst. Because today, President Trump didn't just deport a politician who hates us. He didn't just enforce a law. He gave us our country back. He reminded us that the American spirit is not dead. It was just waiting for a leader brave enough to wake it up. Tomorrow morning, when the sun comes up over this beautiful land, it is going to look a little brighter. The coffee is going to taste a little better, because we know that the person sitting in the Oval Office is protecting us. We know that the people who want to tear us down are on their way out, and the people who built this country are finally in charge. So dry those tears of joy, folks. Hug your kids tight. Tell them that everything is going to be okay because America is back. We have won. The storm is over and the best days are right in front of us. Thank you for letting me share this historic moment with you. It has been the honor of my life. Before you go, please, I am begging you, hit that subscribe button, ring the bell, like this video, and share it with everyone you love. The world needs to know the truth, and they won't get it anywhere else. Help us keep this light shining. This is Harlan, signing off for now. But remember, America first always wins. God bless you all.